Hi, my name is Sunit.
My name is Navdeep Buddha.
And I'm Karthik Shankar.
And this is GPAGenius, the most effective GPA management program. The problem with most GPA calculators is inefficiency. Most online calculators do not correlate with the school's grading system and are not useful. This is why we are introducing GPAGenius, a one-of-a-kind GPA calculator with many features and recommendations for students. Say goodbye to frustration and hello to efficiency with GPAGenius.
Now, our GPAGenius has many key features. Our first feature is the weightage of the class. It adjusts GPA calculations based on course types like regular, AP, and dual enrollment, and it also allows you to input the amount of credits. The second feature is GPA calculation. It computes both unweighted and weighted GPA by considering the grades and credit hours of each course. The third one is visualizations. We create bar charts to visually represent grade distribution across courses and compare target versus actual GPA. Our fourth feature is dynamic course addition. It allows users to add courses along with the grades, credit hours, and types dynamically. Our last and final feature is AI recommendations. We include two AIs, but one is the Mistral AI and the second one is GPT for all.
So the libraries that are included are, the first is the Python language, is the coding language that we're using, which is a high-level programming language, which allows us to implement many libraries simply. Another library is Matplotlib, a collection of functions that are used to create static, interactive, and animated visualizations in Python. Another library is PyQt5, which is a set of Python bindings for Qt libraries used to create GUIs or graphical user interfaces. Another is FPDF, a Python library that allows generating PDF files. And as Karthik mentioned, the two AIs that we're using is GPT for all and Mistral AI. GPT for all is a free version, and Mistral AI is a cheap but very effective version.
So now we're going to move on to our actual program, GPAGenius. So you're graded with 3 different tabs where each one has different features. But first of all, we're going to start off with the main one, which is the course management. So I'm going to start off by putting all of the courses that I took freshman year, so we could use that as an example to make this program. Now I've added all of my courses. So now let's move on to the GPA calculation screen. On this screen, you could input a target GPA. This is a GPA that you're aiming to try to get in the next year. So let's say next year I want to get a 4.2 GPA. Now I put the amount of courses that I want to take next year. I want to take 7 courses next year. Now the average credit hour for the future courses is 1, because at our school it's usually only 1. So now let's calculate the GPA. It tells us that my unweighted GPA is 4.0 and my weighted GPA is 4.14. It also tells me what GPA I will need to get next year to get my target GPA. So next year I will need a straight A's to get a 4.0, which is a maximum, and 4.4 is equivalent to an A. For weighted GPA, in order for me to get 4.2, I'll need to get an average weighted GPA of 4.26 points. Now using the Matplotlib library, I'm able to generate plots. So by pressing that button, I'm able to select a directory. So let's say this would be grades chart. And now they've both been saved to my downloads directory. So I could quickly get to them by pressing on downloads and clicking on them. In our grades chart one, it shows me every single class I took last year and the GPA grades point that I got per class. Now pressing on the GPA calculation one, it compares my target to my actual GPA. Now let's move on to our recommendations and report screen. On this screen, this is where you're able to get personal recommendations for what courses you should take next year. So I selected the Mistral AI generative AI API. Let's press recommend courses to get personalized course recommendations. So right now it's calling the API, the Mistral AI API to get these and prompting it to get the response. So it might take a second, and yeah. So here are what it says that I should take. So it says that the next level of an AP course that would be beneficial for me is AP Calculus AB or AP Stat, since I've shown a high level of math. It also recommends me to do STEM AP courses, such as AP Chem or AP Computer Science or AP Physics. Now it gives me all of these kind of recommendations, which will help me get free resources on what I should take next year. By pressing Save Report, it generates a PDF report of all of my classes. So it saves it to the the directory that I want to be saved at. And by double clicking on it, it shows a table of all the courses that I've taken, and it shows a GPA summary. So now let's move on to the code that made this possible. So first of all, we import all of the libraries that Cindy's talked about prior. We use a class GPA PDF class to make the entire PDF, and it includes, and then we have our main class, which is the GPA app class. So within this class, we make the entire UI. We make all the plots using the matplotlib library. We generate the plots, then we make more of the UI. And then over here, we include all the code to add the course, all the code to calculate the GPA, all the code to generate the plots. And then over here is where we send the code from the UI to the PDF to generate the PDF. Over here, we show the course recommendations and create them through using the generative AI models. And yeah, that's what all the code basically is in a quick time. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.